The literature on alcohol and hormones is quite extensive, and there are, of course, many, many different types of hormones. The hormones that most often get mentioned and talked about on this podcast are the hormones testosterone and estrogen, which are present in both men and women, and that in both men and women are important for things like libido. They're also responsible for sexual development, actual development of the genitalia before birth and after birth. They're responsible, for instance, estrogen is important for memory and cognition. You never want to drop estrogen too low in men or women because it can disrupt cognition and joint health, etc. To keep this discussion relatively constrained, it's fair to say that alcohol, and in particular the toxic metabolites of alcohol, increase the conversion of testosterone to estrogen. So aromatization is this process of the conversion of testosterone and other androgens to estrogens through things like aromatase enzyme, and in which alcohol can increase the aromatization of testosterone to estrogen. In males, accelerated or abnormal conversion of testosterone to estrogen can actually lead to growth of the breast tissue in males, so-called gynecomastia, or other effects of high estrogen, or I should say of altered testosterone-estrogen ratios, because that's really what's important. And these can include things like diminished sex drive, increased fat storage, and a number of other things that I think most people would find to be negative effects. I once talked about the fact that drinking alcohol can increase the aromatization of testosterone to estrogen. I posted that online, and I didn't get attacked, but I did get criticized for the fact that it has been shown, that small amounts of alcohol ingestion, so 5 grams or so of alcohol ingestion, this would be half a glass of wine or half a glass of beer, at least in some studies showed increases in testosterone, which was kind of surprising. But I should point out, other studies have shown that alcohol ingestion causes decreases in testosterone over time. So there's always this issue of whether or not you're looking at a study of acute exposure versus chronic exposure, one dose versus multiple doses and exposure. I think it's fair to say, based on my read of the literature, this review and other reviews that focus more particularly on humans, that regular ingestion of alcohol is going to increase estrogen levels, whether or not you're male or female, and it's largely doing that through the aromatization process. Regardless of whether or not you're male or female, well, then most certainly you're going to want to avoid drinking too much alcohol. I'm certainly not here to tell you what to do and what not to do. I do find it immensely interesting, however, that first of all, alcohol is a known toxin to the cells of the body. Some of you might immediately say, well, wait, what about hormesis? What about this phenomenon where if we regularly ingest a toxin, it makes us stronger? In other words, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Yeah, there's, some reason to believe that might be beneficial in terms of some forms of cellular resilience. Maybe, no. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.